What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV. I'm laughing because Andy Cohen is just ridiculous. All right, so Andy named 4 people who epitomize the Real Housewives of whatever franchise, ideal, who are the ideal alleged housewives. And the people he named, it was just weird to me. And listen, I get that him and Nene have had the falling out and there has been no reconciliation. And I get it. She's not even on the show anymore. But you cannot take away what she has done on this show for all of these years. And even though I have come out on a number of occasions to critique Nene and things that she has said and done, I don't hate her. I am far from a hate her. I just check what I feel needs to be checked. But the 4 people he named is just freaking ridiculous. And you cannot take away the fact that Nene pretty much has been the Housewives. Like I said, I know she's not on the Real Housewives of Atlanta anymore, and I don't even think it makes sense to bring her back at this point. I really don't. So I'm not even sitting here one of those people advocating for her to come back to the show, saying that the show needs her. One, because I feel like what's done is done, and we're now going on season 16, which to me is kind of crazy that we're going on season 16 and you still have all of the same, well, not all of the same, but it seems like people want the majority of the same people to still be on the show for all of those years, and I just don't think that it makes sense in terms of a reality show. But I digress. With it being season 16 and so many things have happened, I don't think it makes sense for her to come back. But you cannot take away the legacy. So if they were to create like a legacy cast of some sort, I definitely think it would make sense. Absolutely. And it would be great if people could, I wouldn't even say let bygones be bygones, because what's legal is legal. And you can't take that stuff away either. But when it comes down to it, the bottom line is money. And if they could make the situation make sense and make the contracts work and everybody agree upon them, I believe they definitely could have some sort of legacy cast with Nene and Phaedra and even Candy. If they could, I'm not saying they had to be friends, but I think people would love to see the conversations between Phaedra and Candy happen on camera, because I was one of the people that was vocal about it, and I talked about it a few times when I did some Real of Reality TV conversations over here on my platform about the fact that Candy has forgiven Porsha when I felt like Porsha was just as bad, if not worse, than Phaedra. Then I feel like she should have a conversation with Phaedra. I'm not saying they have to be friends, but I think it would be great TV, and they definitely would get the people watching, okay? But to name Porsha as one of the housewives who epitomizes the show's ideal, Porsha has been nothing but ruthless, violent, thought pocket. She called herself the queen of Thoughtlandia. Like, this is ridiculous. I don't know if Andy had a few too many drinks when he was asked that, but Porsha, okay, girl. And then he named one of the new chicks from the Real Housewives of New York. Her name is Brynn. I don't know a whole lot about her. I kind of stopped watching it, even though I didn't have an issue with them doing a reboot of the Real Housewives of New York. I just kind of fell off from watching it just because of life, and it just didn't hold my interest. But I'm not saying that the people in there are not interesting. I just fell out of watching it, so I didn't stay tuned. So I don't really know a whole lot about the people that were on there. But Porsha, seriously, there was anybody else he could have named. And Porsha is hanging on by a thread at this point because I've heard that they started officially filming, but who else is on the show that they've announced besides Porsha and Kenya? I don't know. But that just, to me, did not make sense. And when I saw that he didn't name anyone who wasn't on the show anymore at this point, then it's like, you really are being fake. Because even though they have had a falling out too, you cannot say Bethany Frankel, even if you don't like her. You can't say Bethany Frankel and not think Housewives. You cannot say Nene Leakes and not think Housewives. Hell, he could have even named Kenya. So it's clearly he's naming people that he likes versus who epitomizes the show's ideal. And I don't even think he even knows what that means, okay? But I saw that and I wanted to talk about it real quick because I just felt like, yeah, he's definitely just being a Nene hater now. And yeah, Nene did say, keep my name out your mouth. But he could have put his pride to the side for the moment and said, well, you know what? I know that Nene and we haven't seen eye to eye over the last several years. And I know she said for me to keep her name out of my mouth. But this is one time that I'm going to go ahead and put her name in my mouth because I'm going to definitely say that Nene has definitely epitomized the show's ideal. And you cannot think about Housewives and not think about Nene Leakes. Anytime anyone hears her name, they're going to think Housewives. They're not going to think Glee. They're not going to think Broadway. They're not going to think the new normal or, any other thing that she has done. The Celebrity Apprentice or whatever, it was that she was on. No one is going to think of her and not think of the Housewives. So, yeah, he clearly was being a hater. And I just wanted to talk about that real quick because I just didn't agree with that. And I am one of those people, I can disagree with someone. I could not care for some things that they have said and done, but it will not take away the respect that I hold for other things that they have done. And I clearly believe that Nene, out of anyone that he named in that list, which he named Porsha, Kyle from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Tamara from Real Housewives of Orange County, and this Bryn chick from the new cast of Real Housewives of New York. Now, I don't care for Tamara, but yeah, I could definitely say Tamara, I agree with. Kyle, no. Even though she's been on from the very beginning and is still there, why? I don't agree with that, but it's clearly because he likes her. And I feel that he likes her because she's got that Hilton connection. He probably gets a lot of Hilton points and gets discounts when he is staying at one of those grand Hilton properties when he travels, okay? But Porsha, hell no. No, not at all. But I'm going to end it here. I want to know what you guys think about that, so let me know your thoughts. Thanks so much for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.